This is Raptor News. Guess who's back? The same deceiver that I shut down a while ago. I told you he would be back because the sociopath don't know when to quit. They're going to keep going until God Most High deliver their asses in hell. Last time he was telling us that Satan was still in heaven, right? Low key telling people to worship the devil. Low key telling people that they ought to obey and worship him. Low key, right? And so this time, what is he telling us? He's telling us we can't keep the feast in the captivity. How do we obey some commandments of God, and then when it comes to the feast, we don't obey that? When did God say don't obey, him when it's regarding the feast? He don't say that. And so we're going to let this fool play himself again, and then we're going to correct him with the scriptures as usual. Let's get into it.
Greetings, family. This is Judah Yasharel. Today we're going to talk about some issues concerning the New Testament, the place where we should be in order to worship in spirit and truth. And also, we're going to talk about the land that we should be in, where he placed his name. And hopefully through this lesson today, I will be able to show you that you cannot keep the feast days in the land of your captivity.
Numbers 9:10. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, be in a land afar off, be away from Israel, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. You keep the feast days, even if you are on a journey afar off. He is straight misleading our people. Ezra 6:19. And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month. So we keep the feast days to the best of our abilities. Let's move on.
And Zephaniah really explains, if you look the words up, don't just read, look the words up. But in Zephaniah, it explains exactly how he gathers. And it is not him coming down personally, swooping you up and taking you somewhere.
While it states in Zephaniah 3:18, I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly.
The way he gathers his people, and it's no different than it was back in the days of old. He simply put the urgency in your heart and in your mind. It's a disturbance. It makes you uncomfortable until you finally get what he's trying to show you, which is he puts it in your heart and your mind that you have to go. Once that happens, you immediately start wondering, well, where do I go?
Ezekiel 20:34, and I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered with the mighty hand. And where do you go? Let's find out. Micah 2:12, I, again, will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of you. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as the sheep of Basra, as the flock in the midst of their fold, which is Israel. Joel 2:32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. Why are we looking for a place to go when we already know where God is going to deliver us? The reason why he tried to add that in there is that, well, Israel, if you don't know and you ignorant and you listen to somebody as dumb as me, then basically I'm going to tell you where to go. Let's go to Africa. Let's hear him.
He puts it in your heart and your mind that you have to go. Once that happens, you immediately start wondering, well, where do I go? I want to talk to you about where we go to get saved. It won't be here. But unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose. Listen real carefully. But unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek. What does that mean? Seek out the place where he put his name. Over there, it's going to be a lot different. You're going to see.
You're going to notice that his wife is actually paying attention now because she's wondering how you're going to get this lie across.
That this is where you belong, not here. So if you're able, get your passport. If you already got your passport.
He is telling you, Israel, and we got to be careful with snakes, that you need to get a passport, knowing full damn well in order to get the passport, you got to take the jab. Look how slick he is. Probably hired by the government to tell you that. Right? Again, in order to get the passport, you got to take the jab. And then what else?
If you have a residual income, you will need that.
Then he's saying that you got to have a residual income. You got to keep making money and money and money and money, whether you working or not. You making money, and that way you can take care of yourself in Africa when God says he gives us our daily bread. Whether you working a job or you're doing this and that, God provided that for all of us. We don't need no residual income.
You're going to have a way to eat, provide for yourself or your family. But make some plans. Look into this. Don't just take my word for it. Start looking into places like.
Here we go, folks.
Places like Kenya, Tanzania, Nairobi, the Eastern Coast. And I'm not telling you that's going to be permanent. Don't get me wrong. This is where you're going to be gathered. You're going to be gathered in this part of the country, in this part of the world. And then when the time comes, the valleys will be raised and the mountains will be lowered so that the Most High will create a level, smooth path for us to walk into Zion.
And then he tells us that we need to go to certain spots in Africa where God is going to deliver us from those spots when the time comes and make a bridge. And that is not written in any scripture. This dude is not only a snake and a deceiver, he is the devil. This is Rap the News.